Welcome back, my lovely beans, to another wonderful ETA run. This week we had Nova, we had Rubico, Furious, and Fragor. A typical slam setup for the Fragor. My Fragor's not fully built, so excuse the awful damage. But for modifier, we had hypersensitivity, which means duration of negative status effects is tripled. Powerless, all abilities are disabled until the squad kills 50 enemies. Abbreviated abilities, ability duration reduced by 50%, and undersupplied, max ammo of all weapons reduced by 75%, which is, by the way, a horrible decision for Furious if you are not really quick in activating the Incarnon. For the mission itself, we do have survival with the modifier attack for 2 more appears near health scrubbers, increasing the rate of life support decay. They're actually marked, they are quite bright blue blobs on the floor. You want to destroy them. They're quite obvious. You can, like, slam them, shoot them. Definitely go destroy them. You will fail otherwise. Defense, we have enemies drop miasmite again upon death that immediately rush towards flare. I did not really had, a huge issue with the defense this week, but I also didn't do anything absolutely fair. And Legasite Harvest, the Legasite are more powerful with each generation but take longer to escape. I can't really say anything about that. I did add the toxin status damage effect. I had the cold for the defense and the antimatter drop for the Legasite. For my Nova, once again, I was running a health tank setup. I do try to run currently a lot of health tank because I want to show that health tanking is absolutely possible and doable for EDA and ETA, just to show you that you don't have to worry about any future updates with Swell Crew, and that health tank in general is absolutely viable for the average content in Warframe. Have fun watching. First things first, Lotus is talking. First things, and Kaya. I forgot. I'm sorry that I'm interrupting you girlies. That is absolutely not fair. First things first, for the first 50 kills, our abilities are disabled. Keep in mind that is team-wide, so if one of your teammates are killing, that also counts. And if your crew member is killing, counts. So, as long as you do have your gear wheel, the first thing you should do is drop your crew member, because crew member kills do actually count, makes it easier to get those 50 kills. Make your life easier, right? To be fair, I have to say, this week's survival was a little bit cursed for me. Not as cursed as the Gods run. I don't want to say that. But I felt a little bit useless. Maybe because of the toxin, but I felt slow. Or maybe because I did concentrate way too much on my Fragor, because I was let me test the Fragor, because I was I will quickly build that. That can't be as bad, right? But I feel I didn't have enough wind-up speed on the weapon, so I did feel kind of bad. I also did not really change, obviously, my build on my Nova, because I was using indeed a health tank Nova, so I was using my arcanes mostly for Arcane Blessing to have that. I can't currently remember what my second one on Nova is to be up. Oh, Mode Argument. I mean, Mode Argument would be technically not absolutely needed. I just couldn't see my Mode Argument stacks. So, first things first, what you should make sure that at least one of your teammates is going around and destroy these blue blobs that you see, because these are the ones that are reducing your health a lot. Not your health, your... what is it called? Your percentage. Your air. Your rate, so your survival rate. You know what I mean? They do reduce it a lot, to make sure that one of your teammates is actually going around and try to kill them or destroy them on a regular base, because you do drop quite a lot. You reduce your timer by killing babaus when they are spawning. By the way, they are marked with a red dot when you are close enough to them. On your map, they have a bigger red marker as well. So it does make it a tiny bit easier to see. So that was my main task that I personally did. Other than that, we do have gear wheel this week, so you do know my regular talk about gear wheel. We do have gear wheel, which means if you are struggling, feel free to drop your crew member. You can summon your Archwing to get 2000 overguard. You can use Spectres, you can use drones, you can use ancient healers, ammo pads, energy pads. Feel free to use whatever you need to make your life easier, right? use your gear wheel as much as you can. Use it because it is nice. You can use a Dante Spectre for Overgut if you need. You can use a Protea Spectre. Whatever Spectre you like. Spectres, by the way, are not farmed by the original, like a Dante Spectre. If you don't know, you have a tier 1, a tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 Spectre. These Spectres grades are regarded by what type of blueprint you're getting. You're getting them for different rescue levels, right? So different type of rescue. No, the rescue mission is always the same. How you end the rescue mission will determine which type of blueprint you're getting. So if you look it up online, I will try to remember to put the info down below in the box, in the info box, so you can click on it. So if you do certain tasks in a rescue mission, will determine which type of blueprint you're getting. And per level or rank of a blueprint, like 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, and 4 star, you can have one loadout on your blueprint, right? So a Dante Spectre is literally one type you can have. You can have 4 different ones, right? At the same time, because you have 4 different levels of Spectres available that you can have a loadout on. So that is absolutely up to you. I just generally like to have a Dante Spectre. I also have for arbitration a Night Spectre, and then I do have a Protea Spectre. And I think my last Spectre, by the way, is not used at the moment, if you're wondering. Night Spectre specifically for arbitration. That has something to do with how power donation works, if you're interested. And Protea because of the energy replenishing that she is doing. In general, you do want to, like, you know, give Spectres weapons that don't need to reload. For example, a good example are the, what is it called? The Barasisa's bow and Dubenico and Grimoire, right? Same with technically, which generally good weapons for your crew member are like the Arca Plasma or the Ogress, right? Big AoE weapons. But yeah, that's besides the point. For my Nova this time, I do run once again the same build that I was already talking in one of my health tank builds or setups, where I was running specifically the ETA with the health setup. I can link you that down below, where I talk specifically about health tanking in, you know, current state of Warframe. Keep in mind, I'm not the biggest knowledger. I don't do, you know, too much math in the game. I'm just talking about general gameplay, because I do know that a lot of people are a little bit scared about the current state of Warframe, especially with the change that is coming with Valkyrie. By the way, with today, so currently it is Wednesday, they are indeed changed some things with Valkyrie. So they did took the feedback that they got from testing with certain Warframe content creators as their own testing. Again, they did change her armor, they did change her base health, they did change her ripline range, they did change her energy costs. So they did take the feedback, they looked into it, they adjusted some things for her. And in my opinion, from what I'm hearing, she is a really, really good health tank at the moment. Can you do like level cap with her? No. Is she in a good spot for health tanking now? From what I'm seeing, absolutely yes. By the way, yes, our survive rate is like, it's going down there like a little bit, but we're just activating air support, and then, you know, we're absolutely fine. So nothing to worry about. I'm going around and destroying more of the blue blobs, so the survivability is not immediately dropping again. By the way, it felt like no... and either we didn't kill anything, which absolutely sometimes can happen. Some runs you simply don't kill anything, you know. KPM is really important for your drop rate. But like some runs also, like, I don't know. This one was simply like not a lot of air support dropped, so I guess that was it. If you're wondering sometimes, by the way, why our survival fields way shorter than your survival, that is because we are killing the babaus, and if you kill the babaus, our mission timer is reduced. Same with EDA. When you're killing the necromags that you can spawn, the timer is also reduced. So just so you know, just to be fair, right? When you're able to kill them, they are reducing your timer a lot. By the way, the health tank is also the reason why I don't really care for the toxin stacks that I have on me due to the sticker, simply because, you know, I have adaptation on, so simply my adaptation is being constantly triggered by that. Together with the null stars and the armor. I mean, like, to be fair, armor is not being affected because toxin is going through the armor. But in general, the armor. I know that a lot of people are saying, oh, armor is useless. But armor is for everything that is not bypassing armor, which is slash and toxin. Armor is reducing the amount of damage you're taking. I do agree that, you know, obviously certain damage types are bypassing armor, right? That's, you know, the whole issue. And that is also what we, you know, benefited from a while, right? I don't want to lie about that, but like in general, armor is not the worst stat to go into, especially if you're doing a health tank setup, right? That's why, for example, health conversion is a really, really good mod. Because that's, by the way, the orange blobs you're seeing around me. We're seeing as an extract. We got a blue and a red really nicely. Not the best. I won't compare. It's not Tower Forge. It's not already purple. You know, oh, purple Tower Forge. That would have been tasty. You know, also you do see I killed only 90 enemies. I will be absolutely honest. I did not do a lot in that survival. But I also said that my task was going around to kill the blue blobs. So I did my part, partially. And now defense. That's, by the way, what I meant in this week's ETA video, is that we have a lot to talk through because, you know, ETA, you know, defense, mirror defense, survival, disruption. Here, once again, you know, survival, defense, harvest, you know, a lot to talk through. But, you know, we're visiting once again Flare, saying hello, and then I'm like, you know, slapped a little nice friend of us because I was like, oh, that looks like an enemy. It was not an enemy. It was indeed not an enemy. By the way, once again, you know, you do have to kill 50 enemies. I'll let my crew member actually kill them. You know, as easy as that. Because, you know, why should I do the work when my crew member can do the work for me? Which is, by the way, gorgeous. Really helpful, really nicely. I do like that. It's a great mechanic. I appreciate crew members like so much. I did upgrade my crew member recently and also fashion frame my crew member recently. So I do appreciate crew member mechanics a lot. By the way, for my Fragger, I do run a melee exposure build, but it's also not fully built. It's like a one former build at the moment. So please don't call me out if you find my Fragger build not really well. I do agree. My Fragger build is definitely something I can work on. I do need to do like the wheel spin setup for this week. I have not done that. I will do that today on today's stream. I'm not sure, to be fair, if when you watch this, if I streamed. I mean, like, I will stream, that's not the point. If this video will be uploaded before the stream or not. If I actually am able to finish that or not. That is, you know, the point, what I wanted to, like, say, to be fair. Because time-wise, right after I've finished recording this, there's currently a Void Cascade up. And I, you know, for those who do know, I like running Void Cascades. So as soon as I finish this video, I will jump into that Void Cascade and try to, like, finish that Void Cascade right before stream begins. So it's a little bit tight. There's a little bit of a tight fit. But we will make it work. You know, we have to make it work. Because I do want to, like, fit everything in. Oh. That was actually quite interesting. By the way, having a half of duration is kind of like, you know, a little bit annoying because for my 4, if you don't know, Nova's 4, like the slowing or the speeding up is affected by duration. So having like a lot of duration taking away makes it a little bit awful because I think I have like such a small radius. By the way, I did not pay attention. Is Flare? Oh no, Flare is actually falling. Oh my god, I think that's the first time in like 3 weeks that Flare is falling. By the way, I'm falling in slow-mo because of like the 6 cold procs that I have on me. Which is kind of ridiculous. But you know, it is what it is. We're taking it. Oh, and he did take a little bit of damage. Oh, I stood still when I was falling because I was so slow because of the cold procs. That we did activate one of the modifiers this week. That is like when you stand still that, you know, these like thingies coming out of the floor. Because I was so slow, it counted me as standing still, which is a little bit embarrassing. See that? Oh my god. Yeah, we're running circles from now on. I guess we are back to running. You know, we started with running circles, we're ending with running circles. That is an homage on running circles, I guess. You know, the true story of running circles. But that's besides it. But I mean, like, running circles is perfectly fine. For those who are wondering, I don't know what we're doing today on stream. If I'm even uploading the video on time. Usually I do post whatever we're doing on stream before stream. I don't know today. I have no plan. I don't want to make a plan today. I will simply, you know, hang out and see what I feel like doing on stream. I mean, like, we have, you know, the usual things that we're doing always on stream, which is literally, you know, syndicate medallions, incursions, relic farming if something is up, you know. But, oh my god, am I slow? That is only like 8. Oh my god, that's 8 cold procs. That was a quick one. Defense is actually really quick. And we got Universal Fallout. That is so sad. We did indeed get Universal Fallout, and that makes me sad. Off we go. We are on the last step, which is, you know, Legacite Harvest, which is literally, you know, it's a weird mixture. On one hand, I find Legacite Harvest kind of fine, but on the other hand, it's like the waiting till the Legacite is actually spawning what annoys me sometimes. I think that's actually because, like, the Legacite is fine in most times, except if I have a Mesa. If I have a Mesa, no thank you. I don't want that, but, you know, once again, I dropped my crew member to get the 50 kills faster, right? Besides that, I try to stay a little bit away because I don't have my Eclipse, I don't have my Null Stars, right? I do get, thanks to my Furious, I do get Overguard, so because I do have secondary fortifier on it, makes it a little bit easier. Besides that, you know, just drop these things, no, actually collect these things, bring it to Kalimos, try to track the Legacite, and, you know... Oh, there we go. We got my kills. Actually, you know, let's be honest. My crew member got the kills. Or Skizzy got the kills. I don't even know. I for sure did not get the kills. We're dropping down. We are going to find the Legacite. And then off we go to find the Legacite. And there it is. Legacites, by the way, don't slow down really by Nova. So they're not really affected by Nova. But apparently you can slow them down with Magus Lockdown if you want to. But you don't have to, because look at that. He's like absolutely fine, cute, posing for us. So that is actually adorable. I do take that. That is actually like really, really nice of him. By the way, the eyes that you're seeing, if you're wondering, that is indeed the antimatter drop that is following us. A little bit meany because it is running through your shield quite quickly. So if you are on a squishy frame, be careful with that, because it can actually, like, you know, be actually mean. I'm not joking. The antimatter drop, if it finds you. In the beginning, it was not finding you. I don't know what actually changed. If they, like, changed that sticker a little tiny bit. Because the things are now actually a little bit smarter than before, I would say. Because I was running the sticker for like a little bit longer, and sometimes it was not finding you. Now it's finding you, so I'm running into an object apparently. So I can't really tell you what changed or what not, but like, not the best, not the best. There we go. So for that, we simply have to wait. That's exactly what I mean, right? Understand that you can't go from like kill to kill to kill. No, it's taking like a mixture out of like, you know, a little bit of like a defense and capture. Or like not capture, it's more like a mixture out of defense and assassination, right? But like exactly that waiting now is what like bothers me a tiny bit. Like this weird bringing back and forth this object to Kalimos, which is like, oh, I would like it going a bit quicker, you know, just a tad. Because now I have to like walk like so, especially when it goes invisible, right? Now the Legacite is invisible, so I don't even know where to run immediately. Besides that, I'm like obviously vaulting, so I'm wasting even more time. But Legacite is going invisible, so I don't immediately know where to run, and we're not going into the wrong corner, right? We thought we could go around, but you know, that's beside the point. That's like the small little bit where I'm thinking like, oh, I wish we could go a little bit faster. But like on the other hand, we're like already running all of these runs like so quick. Like on average, our EDAs and ETAs are roughly like 30 minutes. So I should really not say anything because they are really, really quick. And I don't mind that. I think like most runs, especially when people are playing on public, are taking so much longer. So I think I should be quite, you know, thankful for like how quick our runs are. By the way, you can already start Kalimos while the other person is still collecting the Legacite. We're on the last Legacite. By the way, I did not know that. But if you apparently fail one capture because it actually escaping, you are failing everything. Like everything. I was so shocked when I heard that because I did not know that because I never failed one. I was actually shocked because I was like, oh, it has to be like disruption, right? And not like anything else, right? Yeah, because like imagine it's like the last thing and you know you're failing right on this one and you have to redo your whole ETA because of that. I genuinely hope for all of you that you never fail your Legacite harvest. Like genuinely, because that would be horrible. I really hope that never happens to you. Because that would be like really bad. I do hear like, you know, a collectible and I didn't collect it. And I find it annoying now when I'm watching it that I didn't collect it. But whatever. I guess I have to accept it. That Maximus is in my face. A little bit at least. But whatever. We have to accept that. Excuse me, like I said, you're running away. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Not nice. Not nice. Am I like collecting it on the way? No, I'm still. Oh, wait, nah. Skizzy collected it. We did not waste it. Okay, see you at extract. We got a Tauforge Blue. We take that. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful ETA run and let me know what your loadout is and how you run this. And see you next time. Bye bye.